Phileas Foggs is a new restaurant in Ventor which specialises in foods from around the world. We asked owner and head chef Ben King where the idea came from.
We basically took an idea and have built on it. So we thought, oh, what do we have when we go out? We always think there are people who have, who like spicy food, for instance, yeah, and there are people who like vegetarian food and all different types of food, yeah. But you don't usually get it in one place, yeah. So there's always somebody that sits at the table who's unhappy. So we thought, well, why don't we have a restaurant where you can have a bit of everything, yeah, a bit of Chinese, a bit of Thai, a bit of Italian, and there you are. That's Phileas Fogg, a bit of food from around the world.
How did you go about finding these premises and why Ventor?
We were looking through the papers and everything, and we saw this place had become available. It wasn't sort of like a decision in Ventor particularly at first. It was just sort of looking for what was available. But we saw this place and fell in love with it. When I walked through the door, it was completely different. Yeah, and I had a vision. I could see what I could do with this place because it was like 2 small rooms, and I thought it's not going to work like that. It'd have to be all open plan in here, as you can see. And it's completely different now, but there's a lot of hard work, but I think it's worth it.
So, what market research did you do before opening a restaurant here?
Well, we looked on the internet and we looked at the council. Had done a lot of work. There's statistics of people who visit the island and people who particularly visit Ventor, and we basically looked at all those sort of things, and there were some articles on the Sunday Times, I think it was the Times, somebody did, like Ventor is like an up-and-coming Whitstable, if you like, and we used a lot of that when we were putting a business case for the bank and everything like that, which was successful. So, did
you need to access finance in order to set up the business, and how did you go about that?
Yes, unfortunately I'm not a millionaire. I did sell my business in Broadstairs, but we've done a lot of travelling and stuff like that, and I've had to use some of that. Yes, we did get a bank loan to get the business up and running.
How did you find the banks at this time? Were they willing to lend money?
Initially they seemed great, but we found that they didn't really live up to their promises, and we found that there were a couple of issues that I felt we were let down on. But generally, I mean, we're up and running, and they do their free banking for a year and they do all that sort of stuff. But initially setting up, I don't think they're very helpful at all for new businesses. We made a business plan, and you can work on how many seats are in the restaurant, and you can sort of work out how. I mean, it's actually gone according to plan, really. We've actually exceeded our expectations, which is what I kind of knew we were going to do. But and that's just with opening in the evenings. We haven't even started in the daytimes yet. But the sale, that's to come next year. So.
Did you seek any business advice? Did you need to? And if so, where have you gone for that?
After our initial consultations with the bank, we did go to an independent legal advisor, and he helped us a great deal. We walked in off the street and spoke to this guy, and he was absolutely fantastic. He advised us and sorted things out and really took the pressure off. So.
Did you need any particular licences, obviously, for a restaurant in order to open up? And were they difficult, easy, expensive to obtain?
Not expensive, no, not really. You need to sell alcohol, you need an alcohol licence, which you apply to the council for. The form's not especially difficult to fill out. And indeed, they're very helpful because you can go in and they will tell you what to do. But sometimes when you've got 10 other things to do, another job is like, it would be really better if it was really easy peasy to fill out. But there was a couple of bits on it that we came unstuck on and we had to reapply for. But it actually went fine, and they were very, very helpful. There's some planning applications you have to go for as well, the building side of stuff, because we've got lots of steel joists put in, and building regulations have to come around and they inspected it, and planning, because we're in a protected area as well, you have to apply. But again, make a phone call, go and have a quick meeting, show them some pictures and stuff. They're very helpful and they're very reasonable, and they answer your questions pretty quickly and tell you what's expected of you.
How many staff do you employ, and where are you recruiting them from?
Including my good self, probably about 10 people, not all full time, but I put some ads on White Bay. I've been down to the local job centre and put some ads in down there. We even put some ads in the big newspaper, and from that, and I've even put a card outside, and we've had applications sent to my email address, and we just sort of go through them, spend our time looking at who we think would be suitable, and then we arrange the interviews. In fact, Nikki, my partner, she's done most of the interviews because I've been too busy doing other things.
Over your time, are there any lessons that you've learned from hiring and maintaining staff?
Well, have a pool of people. Don't have too many. Just have like one person who does the job. Have 2 or 3 people who do the job, because you can always get a fantastic member of staff who is great, but the day that they're really, really sick is the day that you've got no member of staff to go. So it's always best to have like 2 or 3 people, available, a little pool of staff, and then it gives jobs for lots of people rather than just one person. So,
how do you manage to juggle being proprietor, business manager, a chef, all together?
Interesting, yeah. It's not easy. Sometimes you find yourself a bit thin in places, but I have to say I couldn't have done it without my partner Nikki. I've got an accountant who does all my way. He's got a wage package. He does all that. I can send all the details away, and he does all that sort of stuff. So that's one headache that I don't have to do. But it's all about training. It's hard work at first, but if you go around and you train the people properly, once they're doing the job, then you can just watch them and keep an eye on things. Has
the current economic situation affected your setup of the business, or the way things are going for you now, or your plans for the future of the restaurant?
Well, it's been going fantastically. Yeah, I'm sure it is affecting people, and I'm sure that there's lots of people being made redundant and stuff. There's going to be less people who decide that they're going to go out and spend money in a restaurant. But if you look at my menu, it's not that expensive, and especially like wines and things like that, I've kept them at a lower price. So it's not expensive to come out to Phileas Foggs.
Looking ahead, where would you like to see the business in 3 or 5 years' time?
Well, like I said, I've got plans for next year, because we've started and we're going to walk before we can run. We're going to open during the day, and we're confident we're going to be really, really busy next year. I mean, this is a great start. But over the years, I'm going to sort of, as I say, change the menu, try different things. But what the popularity of this is astounding. So I think, if we see another place come available on another part of the island, then who knows.
Do you have any advice for anyone who's thinking, possibly I could open up my own restaurant or set up my own business?
Well, if you do something that you really enjoy, I said to you before, I really enjoy this. I like being the host. I like being somebody who welcomes people and shows people a good time. It really makes me happy to see them leave the restaurant and saying, "Oh, I'm going to tell my friends I've had a really nice time." That really makes me happy. So if you like doing something like this, then yeah, go for it. I think you should try it.